The NBL Thursday and Friday are in the books. We've just finished watching the Tasmania JackJumpers throw away a massive lead to the Sydney Kings. Now I'm going to preview the Sunday games. It is the throwdown between South East Melbourne and Melbourne United, followed by Tasmania and Adelaide in Adelaide. Now I've got some best picks for this one. The numbers haven't been, or the odds markets haven't been reopened yet for the Tassie and Adelaide game. I'm going to predict a little bit what they're going to turn out to be and give my picks on that. But we have numbers for South East Melbourne and Melbourne. Let's get into it. So the throwdown. These teams met a little bit earlier this season. I think it was round 2, and Melbourne wiped the floor with the Phoenix. I expect this to happen once again. I'm going to take Melbourne to cover the big line. I think it's 9.5. I reckon they'll do that without any major troubles. Chris Goulding to score 20 plus points and Delhi to dish out 8 plus assists are my 3 top picks for that game. Now, I don't see South East Melbourne turning things around with a new coach this quickly. They are struggling to score the ball. Score the points with the ball. They just can't do it. And I don't think their confidence and their structures are going to change significantly in this last week to make a difference against one of the best teams in the NBL. 6 players scored in double digits for the United team against South East Melbourne in the first game earlier this season. I would expect something similar again with a lot of people playing, moving the ball around and getting those points on the board. South East Melbourne are 8th in opposition points. They're 8th in defensive rebounds. They're 8th in opposition 3-point percentage. So down the bottom in a lot of measures, Melbourne have them covered right across the board. United are 4th in points scored this season, and they're also the second best team in assists, while South East Melbourne are giving up the second most amount of assists per team to their opposition. So this plays well into the Dellavedova assist bet that I like. He's also second in the league with an average of 7.2 assists per game. So everything kind of fitting in there for those 3 top picks in the first game on the Sunday. Now let's lead into the second game. It's Tasmania travelling to Adelaide. Now I think Tasmania are going to bounce back from their loss against Sydney here. They went really good in the first half and we thought, okay, now they're back on track. The Tasmania JackJumpers scored 21 points and 24 points in the first 2 quarters against Sydney, but then came back in 8 points in the third quarter, 18 points in the fourth quarter, and they let Sydney back in the game, and Sydney ended up winning it. Where I think Tasmania have the advantage over Adelaide is their bench unit and their defensive pressure. Adelaide, they are really good at scoring. They're the second best team in scoring this season, but it is all in their starters. Their bench points, they're 8th in the league in bench points. So really struggling. Once they start putting their rotations through, they are not scoring at the same rate. They are the team with the highest 3-point percentage, but they are attempting the lowest amount of 3-pointers per game. Tassie have one of the best perimeter defenses. If Adelaide can't shoot the 3 ball, as we've seen in a game last weekend, which they lost against Melbourne United, shooting 18% from the floor, they struggle to put points on the board. As I said, I don't think the numbers aren't out just yet. I reckon Adelaide will probably come into this game at about 5.5, 6 points, maybe up to 7-point favourites. I like that. Get on Tasmania to cover the line. If you like to play a props, probably look at maybe Magnay or maybe Milton Doyle to rediscover some of his form. He's shooting a career worst. I think it's 31.7% from the field this season. He, in the last 2 years, 45%, 42% from the floor. I would expect that to regress to some sort of average throughout the season, whether he does it straight away or not. But I'm probably betting you're going to get a pretty good number on Milton Doyle now to score maybe a 5 or 10 points. So check that out and enjoy your NBL weekend. Remember, gamble responsibly and let us know in the comments who you are backing and if you have any kind of value bets for these 2 games on the NBL Sunday.